Good morning, everyone. This is Stephanie Lueras from Heart and Soul Fitness and Wellness, and this is Coffee and Connect with Stephanie Lueras. I am here every Monday at 9 a.m. Arizona time. This is our second week at 9 a.m. We had a little time shift due to some things in my schedule moving around, but we are here. And I've got a topic in my back pocket if we don't have people jump into the Zoom room, which is always okay. But if you'd like to come and interact live in the Zoom room, there's a link in the video description, or you can just go to bit.ly/coffee with Stephanie, and that'll get you here in the Zoom room live. Otherwise, I am here to talk about the words that we use and how they influence our choices today, which this topic is big, heavy, and can go a lot of directions. So we might actually continue part of this conversation next week because of the ripple effect it can have. But this is one of my soapbox topics and I got to thinking about it after a lot of social media scrolling yesterday. I don't do a lot of liking, commenting, engaging on social media on Sundays, not only because it's the only day I don't work and it's my day to relax and recharge, but I see a lot of social media feeds on Sunday where people are getting on that self-flagellation train. And they are really pushing that mindset of course correction and beating themselves up in a way that isn't productive and quite honestly isn't necessary. And when we go down that road, that ultimately leads to the destruction of progress towards our goals. So let me back up, give you a little bit of context and some details. So a lot of the things that I see in here is people that will make comments about, I'm so bad, I'm being bad, this isn't good, fill in the blank. You know where I'm going with this. When it comes to food, exercise, wellness choices. Now, think about that statement for a minute. I'm so bad. Well, first, I'm gonna lay down a couple of truths here and then we'll unpack this. One, nobody is forcing you to make a food choice. No one is holding a gun to your head saying you have to eat the food that is being put in your mouth. And two, you are not a dog. So we are not rewarding ourselves. We are not treating ourselves with food. Now, those things aside, when we are not inherently good or bad due to the choices that we're making. The choice itself may not be in alignment with our goals. It may not be moving the needle forward, pushing us toward where we want to be, how we want to feel. But it all comes back to, what is that choice you're making in the moment? You're choosing whether or not to eat a particular food. And that choice has a consequence. That consequence is that food is going to make your body feel good It's going to give it nourishment. It's going to give it energy, or it's going to make your body feel a way that isn't great. It's going to make you feel lethargic. It might have some negative digestive consequences. There's a lot of things, but making the decision to eat a food has no moral value. You yourself are not good or bad because you've made the decision to eat something. So when we get back to this place of, I've been so bad, I need to get back on track, we're coming back to this very restrictive, very narrow place of, this is my lane, and this is the only place that I can stay. Now, in some instances, very few, that might be the case. But if we start to really look at things through a lens of choice, through this place of, how do my choices affect how I want to feel? How do I want to feel? Then each single individual choice then becomes something that's honoring to us, honoring to our goals, and helping us move forward, so that we're not constantly coming back to getting on track, to, I've been bad, so now I have to be good. You might have made a choice that wasn't in alignment with how you want to feel, but guess what? There's now a new choice to be made. Either the next time you experience that food, the next time you sit down to eat, the next time you go to move, or in the very next moment, there's a new choice to be made. And it has nothing to do with being good, bad, indifferent, whatever. It's a choice that you make to help you move forward, to be in alignment with how you want to feel, with whatever that goal is that you're pursuing. Another way to look at this is getting back to, and I know I harp on this a lot, but getting back to that, I'll start on Monday syndrome. I'll start on Monday, I'll start on January 1st, the new month, New Year's resolutions. There is no getting off track. And in making choices, take the morality out of food, take the morality out of movement, take it out of what you're working on, so that when you make a choice, you can look at the facts in how something makes you feel. Because things make us feel a lot of different ways. Something that serves us in one part of our day, week, or a particular time might not serve us another time. So it's being open to experimenting, being open and willing to know that maybe this works here, but doesn't work over here. And just because it didn't work here, but maybe it does work over here, or we maybe haven't even discovered that it works over here, but we know it doesn't work here, we aren't a failure. That's another thing that I hear so often is, I'm a failure. No, you are not a failure. You might have failed at a choice, at a decision, and even that's a pretty harsh word. But you yourself are not a failure. It's just a place, it's just an opening to make a different choice. That's the beauty of being human, of giving ourselves a little bit of slack, of giving ourselves a little bit of grace, is we don't have to be perfect 100% of the time. Thank goodness, because I'm certainly not perfect. But when you back away, when you take that perfection out of it, that I have to be good, I have to get this right, I have to be on this straight and narrow path or I'm wrong. And look at things through that different lens. Look at it through the lens of the choices that are serving how I want to feel. Our language starts to change. We start to be more forgiving of ourselves. We start to be more compassionate with ourselves. We start to have a little bit more patience. I'm not a patient person. So for me to sit here and say, you're going to have more patience, that's a pretty big thing. But when we can start to, instead of it's an all or nothing thing, and break it down into those little pieces in those individual choices, it's the same thing as what I talk about in any goal setting situation, is that we're starting with the smallest bit and building up over time. Because it might be that this tiny bit over here doesn't work. And that's okay, because this tiny bit doesn't work, but everything else over here is working and growing and building momentum and providing you the results that you want. So if this little small thing didn't work, but all these other things are you really going to throw it away? And I'm a failure, I'm being bad, I'm horrible, and that train wreck of, I'm sure we could list things all day of the things that we tell ourselves in our mind when that one choice starts to snowball and we fixate on it instead of the things that are going right. So it takes some practice. It takes very intentional action to shift our mind from that place of I'm a failure to maybe that choice didn't work, to then looking at how does that choice make me feel? How can I make a different choice? The change comes in the pause. Before we immediately jump on ourselves, jump on the judgment, jump on the what do I do to fix myself? Take a breath. Just take a second. Really look at the situation. You know, when we have those times where maybe we did eat bad, yeah, air quotes, eat bad for a day, for a week, we went on vacation, whatever it might be. Did you enjoy the food? Did you get satisfaction from it? What was the experiences that you were having? Were you with people that you normally don't get to be with? Were you having an experience beyond the food itself? These are things to consider, because food it's usually very rarely about the food itself. You know, what was the experience around the food? So maybe you ate this instead of that. We can't go back and change the past. So really, what is the point in fixating on it? We can learn things, we can base decisions moving forward on information that we have. We know that maybe I made this choice and it doesn't feel good. So how can I do something different to feel good going forward? But I'm not bad because I had this lived experience. I'm not bad because that's the space that I lived in, the choice that I made. And I'm not good because I'm making other choices instead going forward. I'm using information that tells me this is how I want to feel, and I'm going to make each individual choice going forward from there, instead of that blanket resolution, that blanket pact with myself, that blanket plan of this narrow lane is being good and everything outside it is being bad. Especially when we're looking at food choices, because again, it's not just about the food. Yes, food provides us nourishment. Food provides a lot of different things for us physically. But is it good when we're beating ourselves up? Is it good when we're taking up all of that mind space and concentrating what is good versus what is bad? There's a lot more to that than just this is a good food and this is a bad food. It's taking the moralization out of it. There's a lot of a deeper conversation on this good versus bad, healthy versus unhealthy, this moralization of food. And it ties into the principles of intuitive eating. And I really don't want to dive into it super deeply on this venue because it's going to be really, really long, first of all. But I also have a series on the principles of intuitive eating in my coaching community, where this is something that we really break down and look at how we understand for ourselves this moralization of food and how it impacts our lives. So if that's something that kind of piques your interest, drop a comment, DM me, email me, get in contact with me, get on my calendar. Let's have a conversation what that looks like. But also, this conversation is going to continue because the words we use are so important, because not only the words we use have an impact for us and we are affected by our words, those around us are affected by our words. And I have quite a bit to say on this ripple effect of who's hearing our words and how those relationships between us are affected and how ultimately their physical relationship with food and movement can be affected. And so I think I'm going to save that topic for next week. Please, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments, contact me directly. And if you'd like to interact live with this conversation in the Zoom room or have any questions regarding health or wellness, please feel free to join in the conversation. bit.ly/coffee with Stephanie, and you can come and join us here in Zoom. But otherwise, we will see you here next Monday at 9 a.m. Arizona time, and have a beautiful, beautiful week. God bless.